I feel like you know, I don't necessarily fit the status quo from what an artist would be in a certain world. You know, I'm pretty different. I don't care though. You know, it's whatever to me. It's my life. It's my lifestyle. It's what I've experienced. It's my honest, my truth. So yeah. But when I say underdog, I just mean in the sense of you know, when a lot of people you put in a certain amount of work into something, and then people go, yeah, that's cool, but we like this because it's shinier. You know what I mean? So I don't really care about shiny that much. I much prefer real. Yeah, I was born in Chicago. That wasn't my choice. I just guess I was born there, and then I moved to Jamaica, and then I lived there that wasn't my choice either. So I was about 7, and then I moved to Miami, and that wasn't my choice either. And then I stayed in Miami until I was about 16, and my choice was to move to New York. When I grew up, my cousins would have to go to music lessons, and I would just tag along. I was like the little cousin tagging along, like, play that, you know? And so that's pretty much how I came about music, is I was already in it, you know? And then my uncles loved reggae and was always bumping in the car, bumping music real loud and driving around, and I was always the only cousin tagging along, you know? So I don't know, I could, you know, date back to the first time I heard Three Little Birds, Bob Marley. I thought it was wonderfully written. I thought the melodies, I think, and I feel like the melody's amazing, and Bob Marley's pretty prolific, you know. I think about Stevie Wonder Talking Book album. I love that record. It's one of the records that I listen to religiously just to like understand his bravery and his songwriting and you know, sonically how he chose instrumentation and all of those things. And later on it became like the Beatles. And then I heard, you know, like John Lennon stuff, and I'm like, oh. And then Tom York, you know, and Chris Martin, and then a mesh of all of those things together, and Phil Collins. Don't forget Phil Collins. He's a genius. Phil Collins for sure. Mesh those together, and you get, wow, me. Well, this is my mom's sweater, so nothing really inspired. It's just my life. Like, I don't know. I like discovering things, and sometimes I'm fascinated with discovering clothing, and that may be thrifting or calling my mom and being like, "Mom, you got some old sweaters you don't wear anymore," because she lives in Miami, so they don't need sweaters. So she was like, "Yeah, I got some stuff," and then I'll wear it, and then she's like, "You've been wearing that sweater all the time. I see that sweater too much now. Here's another sweater." And then sometimes I get lucky, and my friends like, "Yeah, my mom actually made this, but I don't like it," and I'm like, "Well, I'll make it work." Yeah, everything I write is based off a personal experience, whether it be mine or someone else's. I feel like, you know, things, or when you think about or talk about relationships, it's pretty personal. And the song's plain as acknowledgement, you know. It's not necessarily saying that it's over. It's just it's like, okay, now we've acknowledged that things are going south. Now let's put the challenges up and where are the solutions. This is how I feel. So this is just my point of view. Maybe she felt like I wasn't doing something enough in the relationship, and she would have to give me that energy and let me know what I was missing, you know? So it's just me expressing the lack of attention or the lack of effort and growth as a union, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I wrote it. Love Apparatus took about 5 years, and Machine Drum did it, produced it. And we did it in his basement, in my basement. So the moments weren't really that special, just like us making music like we always made music before. I could say it probably was more special when we started performing the music that we were making live to see what the response would be. And that was around 2010 when we started doing songs like playing live and with my band and seeing the reaction of the crowd, especially when that it was something that they hadn't heard or they didn't have. So I think those moments are probably the most memorable for us, was making the music and then actually going right after making the music and then pressing play and seeing what the reaction was going to be initially, you know, within people who are already in our world. Yeah. I'm hitting Europe in August, I think. So I'll be there for a little tour run as well, and be back here and hopefully touring some more. Definitely want to release visuals for the songs, you know. But I don't know. I want to give it the music time first. Sometimes I feel like the status quo is to drop the videos first and convince somebody to like the music, you know, with the visuals. And I want people to like the music first and then see the visuals and go, okay, Thanks. I didn't need it, but I appreciate it. You know what I mean? So definitely gonna do that. And then I shot a documentary as well. I interviewed 300 women from the ages of 17 to 65 for the past 3 years, and I asked them all the same 9 questions, 8 to 9 questions, and it's called Love Apparatus as well. So we're gonna release that as a series. So it should be, I mean, yeah, you'll see that as well.